Hi, my name is Curtis Goebel, and welcome to this week's Kangen Snippet. We just barely ended an election cycle. And out of all the news stories, there were more on Facebook and on the internet than there was on TV. In fact, most people turned to Facebook, turned to the internet for the news stories. What happened is the majority of the news stories out there was false. They weren't even true, yet people believed them. So what I heard again and again and again was trust but verify. Trust what they're saying. It doesn't matter what they say. Just trust it, but then verify what they were saying. And so what happened was, as people were looking into all of these articles, when people were looking into all of these different news stories, it doesn't matter who you were for or who you were against, the majority of them came up negative because they started to verify what it was. We are a water ionizing company. We are a Enagic. And there are a lot of other ionizers out there. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to trust what the other ionizers say, yet I'm going to verify if what they're saying is true or not. So I have several ionizers out here, okay? And it doesn't, when I start talking about, I'm not going to pick names, you know, because there is Life, there is Jupiter, there is, what's another one? O2 Care is here, KYK is here. It doesn't really matter because the majority of them are made by one company out of Korea, EMCO. So whenever I say this ionizer, all of these ionizers are basically the same because the insides are all made from one manufacturer. It's just the outsides are different. So when they say, this one right here, this one is a 5-plate ionizer. No, I'm wrong. This is a 5-plate. This is a 3-plate ionizer. They say it's just as good as Enagic. Okay? 3-plate ionizer. Oh, by the way, I tore these apart. And here is the engine. Here is their plates right here. This is a 3-plate ionizer that they have right here in this little machine. Just as good as Enagic, okay? There it is. I'm gonna put that right there. This one right here is a 5-plate ionizer. They say this 5-plate is just as good as an SD501. The only reason why I have SD501 is because this is the most popular, this is the one they use, or this is the one that is really our flagship model. It's turning to the K8, but still this one's very, very popular. This one is a 5-plate ionizer. Here's their ionizer right here is their engine right there. Okay, 5-plate ionizer. I'm going to put that right there, if it'll stay. Good. I'm going to skip the Enagic for 1 second. This one right here is model 2000. This is a 7-plate ionizer, the exact same as this. And they say this one's just as good. In fact, it's better than Enagic. So here is their whole 7-plate ionizer right there. And this one right here is a 9-plate ionizer. They make these in 9, 11, and 13. This is one of the biggest ones they make out there, and this is actually the plate chamber right here. I'm going to put that in front of that. So now that you see all of those, and they all say they're just as good or better than Enagic, here is Enagic's ionizer. This is their plate. This is their plate chamber. Look how big this is. Look how huge this is. This, oh, guess what? We are just as good of Enagic. Yeah, we have 3 plates, just as good as 7. What about this one? Hey, we're just as good of Enagic. We have 5 plates. This one right here. Oh, guess what? Guess what? We have 7 plates, the exact same as Enagic. In fact, man, we're the exact same as Enagic. Then now here's this one that's the 9-plate ionizer. Guess what? We're just as good of Enagic. I actually tore them apart and I took the plates out of them. Okay? Here's the deal. There is Enagic's one. On this one, the 3, the 5, the 7, and the 9, the 3 and the 5 use this size of plate. I took Enagic's out. Here is Enagic's size. They're just as good. Look at the size difference between the two. 3-plate, 5-plate, or 7-plate. Here's the interesting thing. Once you hit a 7-plate, they do get bigger. Look how much bigger they are. Wow. But look at Enagic's again. Look. Look. And these are solid. Enagic is solid. The competition is mesh. Now, for a 9-plate ionizer, here's the kicker part. Once it goes from a 7-plate to a 9, 11, and a 13, they no longer use this size. Guess what? They now use this size. So they have 9 plates in there, and we only have 7, or 11, or 13. Do you realize all 13 of these smaller plates still are less square surface area than 7 of ours? And you can see through it. It's mesh. It's not as solid. It's really flimsy. I can bend this with my fingers. Look how easy it is to bend. This, I can't even bend it with my fingers. This is incredibly, incredibly strong. So when people say, when other ionizers say we're just as good of an edge, guess what? Our plates are the same, because the plates are really the most important thing in the unit. Our plates are just the same or better. You can trust them, but all I want you to do is verify what they say. And that's just what I did. My name is Curtis Global, and thank you for joining me with this week's Kangen Snippet.